Hello everybody in YouTube land, this is Mickey with Mickey's RC, and today we're going to be shooting another high quality RC car video production right here in my kitchen that needs to be renovated. That's terrible looking with piss yellow walls, but we'll ignore that in the background and focus on these beautiful pieces of art we have in front of us called the Traxxas 16th scale mini e-revos. But anyways, so today I wanted to show everybody the differences between the stock Traxxas Talon tires and the Proline Trencher tires, so you can kind of make a decision on what tire you want to go with. Now, Proline lists all the specs on their website, so I'm just going to kind of go over them real quick, just visually. The stock Talons are about 7.5, almost 8. The Trenchers are about 8.5, almost 9. And height. And in width, we've got 4.5 centimeters on the Talons and 4 centimeters on the Trenchers. And if you didn't know which tires I'm speaking about specifically, these Trenchers are the 1194-11s. Make sure you get these, because if you get the wrong ones, they're gonna be too big and they're not gonna fit. But anyways, in addition to this tire being taller and not as wide, these tires actually have more offset than these. So, damn it, I keep putting my measuring tape up, but I need it. And you will see, if I put these tires sort of side by side, just to give you the quick gist of it, you can see you get about 2 centimeters in added overall width of the vehicle, which is good and not. This is the part that kind of gets me. Okay, so you want, obviously if you have a wider vehicle, you're gonna have more stability, right? Well, if this truck with these Talons had the same width as this truck with these Trenchers, I think these would perform better. That's just my opinion. I love Proline, I love Trenchers. I'm going with these wheels for different reasons, mainly because we've got some really thick grass out back and I need the extra grip to get through it. These go through it just fine, but these go through it better. And here's what I'm talking about. Everybody who has these trucks know that they flip over constantly. If you don't like getting up and flipping your truck over, you're not gonna like this truck. But this tire has a shorter tread on it, so it slides a little bit better with these Talons, with the Talon tires on here. It'll slide better because the tread isn't so deep, so it's not so aggressive. It doesn't dig as much. Whereas these Trenchers, they've got a really, really deep tread pattern. The compound on the Traxxas feels a little bit softer than these Prolines. Yeah, it's much softer. Let me grab a new set. Yeah, the Proline compound feels a little bit harder, and I like that. The harder the compound, the longer the tire's gonna last, and these are toys. I know some people like it to be ultra realistic, maybe if they're driving on the street. I don't take any of my trucks on the street, so that's not really a concern of mine. I only drive my trucks off-road. That's just, to me, that's fun. Anyways. So back to the Talons. I think these will slide better without flipping. And I feel like even though you've got the extra stability and this truck is much wider, I feel like that grip is just not gonna play well. I've ran both of these before, and it's, you know, when you're going off-road, there's so many things into play. You can't tell if it hit something or hit like a chunk of grass or what it hit, but just generally speaking, with a thicker tread, it's more aggressive and it's gonna catch more. But it has a wider stance, so I think that kind of counters it a little bit. But anyways, these tires are great. Don't get me wrong. This truck comes with a 28 tooth pinion. I think that's way too much for the truck. The truck comes with a 23 tooth high-speed pinion, which seems like that's not right, but it is, because you're running more power to it, and if you ran that on 28, it'd probably burn everything up. But I actually run a 23 tooth pinion on this truck with the Talon tires, and the motor got pretty hot, enough to where, you know, I'd want to get a heat sink for the motor. Now, if you ran a 28 tooth to stock pinion on the stock tires, I don't know how anybody could run that unless you're running it on nickel metal, which is what comes with it. but I only run Venom 2S 20C. These things right here, great batteries, and I upgrade my power connector to the XT60. But anyways, this is what I run. I run a single one at a time and get about 25-30 minutes of runtime. Great battery. It's just hard to beat Venom. They've been around for years and make good stuff. Not going to get into the whole battery thing right now, but on 2S, a 28 tooth pinion with these tires is too much for this poor little tiny little motor. It gets too hot, doesn't like it. So I geared down to a 23 tooth pinion, and that did the trick. But now that I've got these tires on here, which are much taller, my motor's gonna get even hotter. So now I'm thinking about going down to like a 21 tooth pinion, or maybe 22 tooth and get a heat sink for the motor. Haven't really decided that yet. But if you want more tread, you got thick grass you're trying to get through, these are the tires to go with. And not only that, and I went over this in the first video that I did on the review, kind of like just a quick general overview on this truck. My favorite thing about these tires aren't even the tires. It's the wheel, it's the offset of the wheel, and it lets you open up your battery tray without hitting it. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Whereas over here, every single time you go to put a battery in, it hits the tire. It's just like a poor, flawed design. I just don't like it. Just messes with my OCD a little bit. And another thing, I hate the doggone Proline because they make top-notch stuff. This is not a proper representation of Proline at all, but just being honest in my reviews, the past couple times I've ordered tires from them, I've been getting this garbage right here. Like, come on, man. Like, there's nobody there's no quality control department to get all this stuff off. I can't even get it off with my finger, and it just looks tacky. This is the rubber flashing from their molds that they make the tires in. It's just tacky, man. I'm sure it'll come off with a couple rides, but then again, I had some 3.8 Badlands, not the MXs, just the 3.8 inch Badlands on my Traxxas Max, and it had the flashing on there. It just didn't come off. But anyways, so overall, the pros of this tire: it's taller, it's got a deeper tread on it, which is good for the obvious, more grip. It has a wider offset, so it can give your truck a wider stance, and the battery tray can be opened just perfectly. The cons to this tire: $60 for a set of 2. These Talons, you can get a set of 4 for $30 on eBay. You could probably get them locally on like a trade group on Facebook for $20-25 new even. But anyways, the Proline Trenchers are great. They're my all-time favorite tire across all the different scales. I like the 2.8 inch Trenchers as well for the 10 scale trucks. It's just a beautiful wheel, a beautiful tire, and it's got a lot of tread on it, and it lasts forever if you only use it off-road. I wouldn't know how these perform on-road, but anywho, so if you've got these tires, they're great. Don't get me wrong. You open up your battery tray, it hits it, big deal. It's not the end of the world. Real cheap, $30. They have a low tread, but the tread lasts forever, and it helps with sliding a lot so the truck doesn't flip over. Just a generally, overall, really solid tire. But if you want something a little bit nicer, and you got the money to spend on it, and you need more tread, you want more grip, you're trying to get through some thick grass, and you're not getting the traction that you need with these Talons, you gotta go with these Prolines. They're great. Just, again, make sure if you go with a taller tire that you take the pinion down a couple teeth, because if you put a bigger tire on there and your motor's already getting hot, you stick a bigger tire on there, your motor's going to get even hotter. So anyways, just want to show this quick rundown, this quick little comparison between the Talons and the Trenchers for everybody to see. And that's all I got for you today. Until next time, see ya.